Alrighty guys, we are going to do our Chapter 8 vocab today. Chapter 8 is a huge section. There's actually 3 different parts to it, and it's all about cell replication. So we're going to do all of the vocab today, and if you look in the book, I shortened it up a lot from all the terms that they have in there. I figure we'll hit a lot of them as we go through our notes as well, and I didn't want it to be too repetitious for you, but I wanted you to get the main ones down. So you know how this works. You'll go through, you'll write down the definitions for the terms. You don't have to write anything down when it comes to the game or the review section. That is solely just for you to go through. So the first word is a chromosome, and these are tightly coiled strands of DNA and proteins. A chromatid is half of a chromosome, and you can see here we have a human chromosome. It's an X shape, and whenever you cut it in half, the yellow portion would be one chromatid, the blue portion would be a second chromatid, and they should have the exact same genes on them. An autosome is all of the chromosomes that are not related to the sex. So this would be stuff like your height or your hair color, your eye color, things like that, anything that does not have to do with the sex of the organism. The sex chromosome, these are the chromosomes that determine the sex of an organism. There's an X or a Y. If you have 2 X's, you're considered a female. If you have an X and a Y, that would be a male. And you can notice that there's a huge size difference between X's and Y's. And as we get into the notes, I'll explain why that is. A karyotype is a photo of the chromosomes found in a normal dividing human cell. And if you go into genetic counseling, a lot of times they'll pull karyotypes out of your DNA, and you can take a look and see if there's any type of conditions that would be related to a genetic disorder, or they can pinpoint, the exact place that a faulty gene exists. They can also tell the sex of the organism as well by looking at that. Now, when you look at a karyotype, you can see how they all kind of line up together. They go, one would be from the mother, one would be from the father, and it's from longest to shortest down here at the bottom. Binary fission is the division of prokaryotic cells into 2 new cells. Mitosis is the division of eukaryotic cells into 2 new cells. Asexual reproduction is the production of one offspring from one parent. A cell plate is a wall that forms during plant cell division, and it'll split the cell into 2. Meiosis is the formation of new haploid reproductive cells. So mitosis is going to do all of your autosomes. Meiosis is going to do the sperm or the egg cells. A gamete is what we call your reproductive cells. So instead of referring to them as a sperm and an egg, we refer to them as a gamete. Genetic recombination is regrouping of genes that results in a genetic makeup different than that of the parents. So this is why you don't look exactly like your mom or your dad. And aside from identical twins, you won't look like your brothers or sisters either. Well, you'll look like them, but you won't be an identical replication of your brothers and sisters. Independent assortment is a random separation of homologous chromosomes which produces genetic variation. Sexual reproduction is the production of offspring through sperm and egg cells. And that is the last term. After that, it starts into the game, and you guys don't have to write anything down for this part. You can go through this on your own. I have all the slides listed there for you to look at in Canvas. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop this particular video. I'll pick up with another one to do our notes, our section 8.1 notes.